Hey all my dear students, how have you been? Welcome to today's science lecture. I welcome all my dear third standard students once again in the science lecture. This is Rohan sir from Mahdi English Medium School. As you know that I daily send you the science lectures, yes, except for Sunday, because Sunday is fun day. You have a lot of fun on Sundays and we teachers try not to give you the work at least on Sunday. But still my dear students, those who are not sending the work regularly, for them I suppose every day is Sunday. I want every single student to send me the work, to participate in the daily lectures, the activities, and whichever question for which I don't give the answer, I want you to find it out and send it to me personally. This will show how much active you people are throughout the lecture and how much interested you are after the lecture. So my dear students, I hope that you have watched our previous lecture of science. Isn't it so? Then what have we done in the previous lecture? We have just completed chapter number 12, right? Everything, I should say, every single thing now we have done of chapter number 12. So now you might be wondering that what are we going to do now? As we have done chapter number 12, we are going to start with chapter number 13, the sun, moon and the stars. And not only the revision explanation, but as we did in chapter 12, here also I have brought extra material in this chapter. So you will get few more keywords, few more detailed understanding about our solar system, Milky Way. So I hope that you are ready to dive in the topic of the solar system, specifically the sun, moon and the stars. My dear students, here if you have the textbook, you can keep it with you whenever I display the textbook. You can read it with me. Then you have to increase your imagination to understand the concept. So whenever needed, you have to think and think, because unless you don't keep your imagination open, you won't be able to understand the chapter, especially not in science. So have fun revising the topic. I hope that you all will be too much engaged and will be watching this entire lecture with enthusiasm, and you will keep your mind open throughout the lecture. So let's get started. There is no need to take out any rough book or anything in this lecture. You just, if you have the textbook and if you are willing to keep it open, you can keep it with you. So let us get started. Now display the concept on the screen. Hey my dear students, can you see something on the screen? Yes, you will say that sir, you have brought solar system on the screen. Actually this is just a picture so that I can show it to you that this is a solar system, and this is the extra material other than the textbook. Extra theories will be there from which you will be learning the same topics like sun, the planets, dwarf planets, moon, asteroids, comets, stars and different many more things we are going to again revise in this lecture, or I should say starting from this lecture. So let's get started. Let us read and understand the topic. Solar system refers to a star and all the objects that travel in orbit or fixed paths around it. Our solar system consists of the sun, our star, 8 planets and their natural satellites such as our moon, dwarf planets, asteroids and comets. So these are the contents, we can say, of our solar system, that is Milky Way. We only have to concentrate on the sun, moon and the stars, but these are the part of our solar system. The very first thing mentioned in the line is stars. Yes, our planets are not as much big as the stars outside are, not as much important obviously as the stars outside there in the space are, because even our sun is a tiny little speck if we compare to the other stars present in empty space over there. So yes, we are on the planet Earth, which stands just like a small dot, maybe not even that much if we go very far outside in the other galaxies, because there are millions of other galaxies. Yes, I repeat the sentence, millions of other galaxies like our Milky Way. We can't even reach to the different planets in our same solar system. How can we know that what is there outside in the other planets? You never know, even the aliens might be there. Anyways, we just need to concentrate in our family, that is the sun, different planets including the dwarf planets, the satellite which is like we have moon, and the asteroids and comets. So let us start reading it further. Our solar system is located in an outward spiral of Milky Way galaxy. The sun's gravity keeps the planet, dwarf planets, comets and asteroids in orbit. Orbit means in the fixed path. The gravity of the planet keeps its satellite in orbit. Gravity is the force by which a planet or other such body tends to draw object towards its center. So you know that in the previous explanation video I have told you that moon is our satellite which moves around the earth. Why does it move around the earth? Why does it not get crash with the earth? Or why does it not go away from the earth? Is because of the proper amount of gravity of our planet earth. That is why our earth is there and the moon is around there. We even do not know, you know that like moon goes around the earth, our earth goes around the sun. So might be because of the sun's gravity, our earth is able to move around in the perfect orbit. Let's have some detailed knowledge about the biggest star in our Milky Way, the sun. So before we start reading this part, we need to know more about the sun. The sun is far too hot for an astronaut to ever visit. But there are the areas which are slightly cooler than others, and these areas are known as sun spots. So never ever can any astronaut go near the sun. Even the flames coming out from the sun are bigger than the size of our earth. Yes, I am not throwing pebbles in the air, this is the truth. The sun is a star which you all know. A star does not have a solid surface, but it is the ball of gas, it is the burning ball of fire. It is the center of our solar system, and that makes up 99.8% of the mass of entire solar system. Just imagine, only the sun covers up 99.8% of the mass. How big the sun would be? It is said, students, it is said that 1 million earth can be covered if we try to, make out how much is the size of the sun. Our 1 million earth can go inside the sun. The sun is so big. Can you just imagine? So the sun is orbited by 8 planets. So 8 planets goes around the sun. At least 5 dwarf planets, 10 of thousands of asteroids and comets. So these many things goes around the sun. Just imagine how powerful this sun is. The sun is roughly spherical in shape and is much much bigger than the earth, like I said. It gives out the heat and light. Without the sun's intense energy, there would be no life on the earth. Yes, even for the human beings, for the plants, for the trees, for the animals, life is almost impossible without sun's light, because vitamins and lots of things we get from the sun. We cannot get daytime if there would be no sun there in the solar system. We will only observe the darkness and the night time. Okay, now you can see here the picture of the planets. The sun, see the size of the sun. Only the half of the sun is shown. Still the planets are kind of a little toy in front of the sun. See the flames coming out of fire. Isn't it bigger than the earth? So first is Mercury, then the Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Pluto, we now don't consider it anymore as a planet. So isn't this very interesting to see? There are 8 planets, and I gave you one trick to remember the name. My very enthusiastic or energetic mother just showed us 9 planets. So MVEMJSUN. This way you can try to remember with this sentence or the trick in the proper sequence if you want, and the sequence is very necessary, which is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and eighth, seventh and eighth planet. That is very necessary for you to remember in your standard. So the order of the planets formed from the closest to the sun outwards is Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system, which is what you already now might be knowing this, followed by Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Earth, Venus, Mars, with the smallest being Mercury. So this is the sequence. If we compare the size, this is the sequence. So Jupiter, then Saturn, then Uranus, then Neptune, and then fifth comes our Earth if we consider the size. So the smallest one is Mercury, which is very near or the nearest to the Earth. So the terrestrial or rocky planets in our solar system orbit covers or relatively close to the sun. The terrestrial or the rocky planets forms the inner solar system. There are 4 terrestrial planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. So our Earth, you need to remember, is the terrestrial planet. What is it? It is a terrestrial planet. So this knowledge you should have. Many of your elders might not be even knowing this. In the outer solar system lie the gas giants Jupiter and Saturn and ice giants Uranus and Neptune. Why are they known as so? Because of their characteristics, because of what do they contain on their surface, what are they made up of. That's why they are separated as gas giants and ice giants. Earth is the only known planet to support the life. Nowhere else have the scientists or the astronauts have found the life anywhere outside there in the space. So I hope that this is what is clear now. Now talking about the dwarf planets, which might be new for you, might be old for you, because many students might be knowing about this. Dwarf planets. The main distinction between the dwarf planets and the planet is that planets have cleared the path around the sun, while dwarf planets tend to orbit in zone of similar objects that can cross their path around the sun such as the asteroids and asteroids belt. The first 5 recognized dwarf planets are Ceres, Pluto, Eris, Makemake and Haumea. So, or Haumea. This is how pronunciation people do. So these are the 5 well-known dwarf planets which are not considered as a planet, and you know about the Pluto, which we already had the detailed understanding while I was explaining you the chapter. Now talking about moons. Moons or natural satellites are the object that moves around the planets. See in the picture, this is our Earth, how it looks like from outside, and this is how the moon is. It is the nearest neighbor to the Earth. Mercury and Venus do not have any moons at all. So Mercury and Venus, they don't have the satellite of their own. We have, Earth has the satellite moon. Earth and Mars has its 2 small moons. Jupiter, Saturn and Uranus, Neptune have numerous moons. So Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune, they don't have 1 or 2, they have many more moons. So Earth's moon make a complete orbit around it in 27 Earth days and rotates or spins at the same rate or in that same amount of time. The moon or Luna is the Earth's only natural satellite. So moon takes 27 days, which we count as per the days of the Earth, to complete its revolution. Now coming on to the asteroids and comets. Asteroids are rocky airless worlds that orbit our sun. They are too small to be called planets. Tens of thousands of these minor planets are gathered in the main asteroid belt between the orbit of the Mars and Jupiter. So where is the orbit of Mars and Jupiter? This is the Mars and this is the Jupiter. So between that somewhere. So here asteroids that pass close to the Earth are called near-Earth objects. Comets. Comets are snowballs of frozen gases and rocks. When the comet's orbit brings it close to the sun, it heats up and emits dust and gases into a giant glowing head. The dust and gases forms a tail. So this is how you can see the breaking stars from the sky. You students already might be knowing about the phases of the moon. The shape of the moon seems to be changed every night. So every night you see the different sizes of the moon. Sometimes big size, sometimes smaller size, sometimes no moon at all. So the different shapes of the moon are called the phases of the moon. So these are the phases of the moon. Let me again make you a short recall. The different phases are named in the different way as the moon rotates around the earth. Different part of the moon can be seen from the different part of the earth. So this is the reason for the phases of the moon. This is the reason why we see the different part of the moon, and then we have given the name to the phases of the moon. And here the diagram shows few names: new moon, crescent, half moon, full moon. So these are the different names given. The moon changes from the new moon, which can hardly be seen, to the full moon and then back to the new moon in 29 days. So this process happens every monthly. Now we already have discussed about the stars, but you might be knowing now that stars forms the different patterns. So some stars appear to form a pattern or the shape in the sky. You can see in this picture. So such patterns formed by the group of stars are called constellations. So such designs, such patterns formed by the group of stars is known as constellation. Isn't it very easy to remember? The Great Bear and Orion are two constellations you could easily identify in the sky. So we can easily recognize these two constellations, and pictures of Great Bear and Orion, which is also known as the Hunter. As per its design, the name is given. Can you spot any of these in the night sky? So students, have you seen any of these in the night sky? If yes, you can say yes. If no, then you can say no. Now talking about astronomers, this is also a very important topic, because without astronomers, without astronauts, we would have never known few many details which we now know and which we now can include in our studies. So astronomers are the people who study the object in the sky. They have identified many constellations. Some 1500 years ago, an Indian astronomer Aryabhatta explained that Earth is round and rotates on its axis. So at first people were not knowing that Earth is round. Just look up. You will be able to see the straight surface when you are standing on the floor. But that is what human beings have built. Really, when you go near the sea or ocean, you will be able to see sometimes in the late evening time that moon is or the sun is sinking down, drowning down in the water. So you feel like sun is getting inside the river, inside the ocean, or you feel like river is getting curved or the sky is meeting river. So these experiences you will have when you are standing in the open area, in uncovered area where just the land is there or the ocean is there. You will be able to observe these kind of things. So now people have got an idea after the astronauts went to the space, but even before that, before 1500 years, already Aryabhatta had given this theory that Earth is spherical in the shape. He also said that the moon has no light of its own but shines when lit by the sunlight. So during the night time, when we see moon shines. Correct. Why is it so? Is there any light available on the moon? No. Neither the moon is luminous, nor it has any human being there living there, so they can turn on the light. It is the sunlight which is being reflected from the surface of the moon. Bhaskara, Varahamihira were two other great Indian astronomers of ancient India. And moreover, you can read the names Galileo, an Italian, and Johannes Kepler, a German, are the other famous astronomers. So these names, students, you will have to remember. Also, you will have to remember that they belong to which country. Now, few keywords are there from the textbook, from the extra material as well. So students, what do you have to do? You have to just repeat these keywords and the definition with me, so that you will have much more knowledge about the different keywords. Old and new will be revised. I hope you people are ready. You have to just fold your hands and repeat the lines with me, but also have to understand. First is asteroids. Rocky, airless worlds that orbit the sun. I hope students you were repeating. Let's move to the next. Dwarf planet. A heavenly object that tends to orbit in zones of similar objects that can cross its path around the sun. Comets. snowballs of frozen gases and rocks. Please repeat it loudly and clearly. Moons, objects that move around the planets. Planet, a heavenly body that revolves around the sun. Next and the last one is solar system, a star and all the other objects that travel in orbit or fixed path around it. Okay, that is the end of today's keyword revision. Now let us solve these questions. First question, question A, fill in the blanks with the correct words. Please give the heading in the rough book. Question A, chapter 13. I hope you are taking out the rough book. Give the heading question A, chapter 13. Fill in the blanks. Now keep this heading ready with you, because this heading we will continue in the next lecture. Yes. So keep 2 pages, because in the next lecture most probably we will complete 3 topics of revision objectives, and then we will move towards the worksheet. So this is how the planning is going to be. So don't write today's date. Write in the next lecture that particular date in which you are going to solve these objectives. So I hope that you will keep this heading ready. Because of the insufficient time, we will solve this in the next lecture. Be prepared for the next lecture. So for now, that is the end of today's lecture. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Take care.